Hey y'all, our episode of Love During Lockup was so good we had to divide it into two parts. This is part 2. So if you're looking for part 1, go look in your feed because it should already be there. Thanks for listening. Enjoy. All right. Let's move on to our new couple, which is MJ and Willie.
Okay.
MJ is 37. She's a wholesale real estate investor.
What does that mean?
Wholesale real estate. Now, I know what wholesale means if you
I
buy
do
something
too.
wholesale. But I don't
Yes.
know what it means to buy real estate wholesale and then sell it for retail.
No, never heard of it.
Um,
But I'm sure someone will
Somebody let us
DM
know,
you. Yeah.
just like the people who are DMing me about the confusion that Ingrid and I have on sold on SLC that's on the $10 level of Prime, because we're like, huh? What? Who? What's this? What's a brokerage? What's a buyer? What's a seller? We don't understand these terms. Just show us the houses. So MJ is a wholesale real estate investor. She's 37 and Willie is 35. And what it says here is possession with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm, but we get more about that later. She lives in San Francisco. All right.
Okay, I need a half a Xanax from watching this woman. She moves around and touches so. Did you not notice that? She's constantly doing this, touching her glasses, touching this, touching her head. I was like, please stop.
No, I did not notice that.
Oh, it was just so much. Just
I noticed that she walked. She walked. Maybe she just got nervous energy, or maybe she's got ADHD. I don't know.
Okay. In that case, I'm sorry, but it made my anxiety. I'm just like, what is going? Like, what? It makes you feel like something's going on. Like, just the constant unnecessary movements. I'll say that. So,
okay, I got you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right, so we meet MJ and she's Tongan. So what I want to first tell you about the Tongan people is I know some.
Oh, okay.
So Anna and John.
Look at you being all cultured.
You guys, I'm just multicultural over here. So our friends that live just like one street over, they have 3 kids. There are, now I'll tell you the name of the children and you tell me if you could ascertain that they're Tongan. They are Fiona, Leah, and Declan McGinley.
Whoa, that does not sound very Tongan to me.
So she married a little Irish guy.
There you go.
Okay. They all have Tongan middle names.
Okay.
But they all have Irish sounding names. But the mother is tall and gorgeous, like Iman. Like she for sure could be a model if she wanted to.
Okay.
And then she married this little Irish guy. So the McGinleys from Philly. And so he literally met her when he was with the Peace Corps and went to Tonga.
Wow.
Yeah. I think she may have been in the Peace Corps too, but was there in Tonga like training or something. I don't know the exact story. Anyway, they got married. They have these 3 kids. They look like one of these things is not like the other. At least the dad looks like one of these things.
He doesn't look like he fits in. Because Tongans have strong genetics. So,
yes.
I mean, even if you are mixed, you can tell like there's something Pacific Islander about this person. Like, because they're Pacific Islanders, right?
Yes. Yeah. So Anna's friend, Fiona, who's been one of her best friends all her life, they still see each other, Fiona. Fiona is drop dead gorgeous. John's friend, Leah, who he did, have crushes on at various times, who now dates his friend Avery, is drop dead gorgeous. These girls are tall and gorgeous. And then the little brother, Declan, who I think is like in 8th or 9th grade now, he was like way below the daughters. He's a very good looking boy.
So they hit the genetic lottery.
They did. They look great. Yeah. So anyway, they the mom is in like a local Tongan group where they put on the outfits and they do the dances and all that stuff. Yeah. Very interesting people. Now, and you also remember another thing about Tonga in the Olympics 4 years ago, the Summer Olympics there, I think were in China, maybe. And that oiled up Tongan guy with a little skirt on was holding up the Tongan flag, and he made it went viral. Like people were like,
so gorgeous.
Who's this guy? And it was like representing the nation of Tonga. It was like him and then like 3 people, because it's a tiny island.
That was it. It's very small.
3 people in the Olympics. But anyway, that guy went viral, and I was like, yeah, it's a gorgeous set of people there.
And they have nice hair.
Just everything about him is just incredible.
Yeah.
So she grew up in Salt Lake City. Now
Mhm.
that made me think, was Jen Shaw half Tongan?
She's had Polynesian.
Was she like half Hawaiian, half Tongan?
No, I don't ever remember her saying anything about Tonga.
Or was it like Samoan?
So, do you remember the group, the Jets, from the 80s?
No.
They were all brothers. They were like really, really, really popular. They were Samoan. And they
Okay.
moved to, I want to say it was Utah and grew up
Uh-huh.
Mormon.
Right.
Y'all, I hope I'm remembering this correctly.
I'm looking up Jen Shaw nationality while we talk.
Yeah, and I remember it being Polynesian, but I don't remember anything Tongan, but I could be quite incorrect. It won't be the first nor the last time.
Okay, let's see. Jen Shaw, born 1973. She went to University of Utah. Criminal charge, wire fraud, imprisoned.
Mhm.
Life and personal background. She is of Tongan and Hawaiian
Okay, okay.
descent.
Oh, there you go then. There
No,
you
you were
go.
right
There's
because
that.
yes, because you
No, I
said
said Polynesian.
well, that also could mean Hawaii.
Oh, okay. There.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes, she is Tongan and Hawaiian. So I was thinking to myself, these Tongans in Salt Lake City, so they're all Mormon,
Mhm.
which is so interesting because remember also we had Asuelu and Kalani and her sister Kalini,
Mhm.
and they were
Mhm.
Samo because we were there.
Samo.
They were talking about Samo, and
Samo.
it was like we're gonna go to Samo. Yeah,
Yes. Well, after we hear how many siblings that MJ has, like they could be related to Jen Shaw
we
and
definitely
everyone else in America.
we need.
Like all of us are in some way, shape, or form related to MJ's family.
I
Through
mean,
her dad.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just all the sidebar before we get into her about Tonga.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
she says, I grew up in Salt Lake City, and I got to be honest, like, we had to follow these rules about how to dress demurely and not drinking all this. And she was like, I didn't want to do any of that. She said,
That's because
I was,
I'm wondering, are they Mormon? Because
yeah,
that sounds kind of Mormon.
it sounds like it too. She said, my family really embraced the culture, she said, but I wasn't into any of that. I was always going to be the black sheep. Okay. So now she's going on a run with her cousin, whose name is Sulieti, Suliti.
But she called her
And
something else.
she called her something else, which I think was the Tongan word for cousin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, but it's Suliti is her name. And so they're running up and they're doing a hike to this big cross, which they get there and it's really pretty. And her man calls, it's Willie. Willie's on the phone. So remember she's 37. She said she first met Willie when she was 21. His first cousin is married to her older sister. Which one?
Yeah, right.
In the talking head, he says, yeah, I met her, but I never really looked at her that way or anything until I got divorced. So she says she was married for 13 years and she moved to San Francisco a year and a half ago.
We don't know why.
We don't know why. Willie called her from prison when she was there, and the rest is history. But
yeah, I think there's a couple of pieces missing.
We've missed
somewhere.
We've missed some
like
things here.
Why did you move there?
Right. Why San Francisco?
How did he get your number? Where is he located at as far as prisons go?
What is a whole state real estate developer? We don't know. Yeah.
And she's a hard 37.
Oh, I don't think so. I think she's real cute. I love her glasses.
I think she's cute.
Yeah.
And moves around a lot. but
she says later she's sober, she's in recovery. So maybe she's just got like that nervous energy and needs something to do, Yeah. Okay. Okay. So she was married for 13 years. She moved to San Francisco a year and a half ago. He's been in prison for 4 years. Here are the lists of his charges. We always got to look at that because it's not always what they tell us.
Wait, hold on. Tell us what they highlight and then tell us what they didn't highlight. Okay. Like you got to always remember to look at the charges that are not highlighted by WeTV for whatever reason.
Possession with intent to distribute meth. That's specific.
That's a big one.
And then we just gloss by aggravated assault.
Oh, they always do.
Nobody look at that. Nobody look at that. Possession and use of a controlled substance. And then we'll just gloss by real quick. Forgery. Okay.
Those two that they didn't highlight are pretty big.
But possession of a firearm is in his Chiron. And it's not on here. So that was a whole separate thing that they didn't even put on here.
It's like WeTV says, yeah, They'll read it. We're just gonna highlight.
Yeah,
Just pick two to highlight.
we might need to know who he hit. Who
Yeah.
did he hit in aggravated
Yeah.
assault?
Yeah. I want to know.
Okay. He is divorced with 3 kids, and we get the 3 kids blurred out face. And after his divorce, he was a mess. He got hooked on drugs and women, basically, is what he says.
All right.
Okay. So, the cousin is asking, are you committed to him? Are you loyal to him? Because definitely production told her to say this. And have you been sleeping around with anybody? And she goes, no, I haven't slept with anybody. And she goes, I was very vulnerable after my divorce. And when he called, I thought, wow, maybe I could just sit on the phone and conversate with him. I now need to talk about the word conversate. Okay. It is a word. Mm-hmm. It is what is called as an informal slang word. I looked it up. It is in the dictionary. It's also in the Urban Dictionary, which I would highly recommend everybody go up and look up the word conversate in the Urban Dictionary and get prepared to laugh your ass off. It's hilarious.
Okay. That often happens on Urban Dictionary. Yeah.
It's so funny. Because John said it last night. He said, so-and-so had their cousin in town. She was from Norway, but I didn't conversate with her.
I say it all the time.
Dave and I dropped our forks. I go, you didn't conversate with her?
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't have a conversation with her. I go, that's the proper way to say it. He goes, it is a word. I said, it is a word, but that was not even the way you use it. You didn't conversate with her. Oh, so anyway.
I say conversate. Like, are we going to conversate? Like, are we going to have a conversation?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I just don't like it. I can't do anything about it. The world is changing and I'm old, but still. Go ahead and look that up on the Urban Dictionary, everybody. Conversate. Okay. Funny. Okay. Now, anyway, okay. I'm just trying to get this over here. Okay. So anyway, she cries and says, I was in a dark place after my divorce and I moved to San Francisco. I didn't have a lot of family here. Again, why?
But that girl is your cousin.
Everybody's her cousin. We're her cousins. Everybody's related.
Yeah,
to her.
we all are. We're all related to each other via MJ's dad and all his children.
She comes from a large family. She says, my dad has 36 kids. What? Your dad has...
She just moved on.
36 children?
Yeah. She said that shit like,
wait,
hey, I have 2 brothers. She just kept it going. Nothing.
Okay. Now we see a picture, but everybody's blurred out. So I can't tell, is there 6 moms here? Is this the
There has
marriage?
To be. It has to be.
Does he have sister wives or he's been divorced 6 times? What is the story?
I mean, we know they didn't all come from one woman because she'd be in the Guinness World Book of Records.
That's right. She would have been the Duggars. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. So talking
to
grandkids. Oh my God. So talking to Willie was the way to pull her out of those dark moments that she had after her divorce and all that. And then, we find out she's had some bad times. Now, the cousin has obviously been instructed to move the story along by asking these leading questions that she already knows the answer to, which is, are you still in touch with your ex-husband? And do you still have feelings for your ex-husband? And are you just using Willie to get over your ex-husband? Mm-hmm. Who do you want? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be with? And she goes, I want to be with Willie. That's what I want.
Because it's safe. It's safe because
again,
he's locked up.
He's locked up.
It's safe.
Can't hurt you if he's not out. Mm-hmm. So her cousin Cindy comes to pick her up. Again, it's another cousin. Okay.
Yeah, but then you hear how she describes Cindy. She goes, I've known her for a long time. Well, bitch, she your cousin. I would assume you did know her for a long time. Like, that's how cousins work.
But she just met her like 3 years ago because there's no way to meet all those cousins.
I guess so. I was just like, wait a minute. She said cousin, but then like described her as like a friend she's met along the way. I was like, okay, MJ.
It's so funny. So it's her birthday. She's turning 37. Mm-hmm. And they keep saying, we're going to turn up. We're going to act up. It's like, we're going up to the club. Like, I was like, they are going directly to a club to do Jaeger bombs and keg stands. Like, what's happening?
Not the case.
Not the case. So they go to a nice outdoor place for dinner. Mm-hmm. And the friends that are with them, we've got the cousin and her boyfriend there that we met earlier. And then we've got this new cousin and then this other person. So they order shots. And they're like, you should get a shot. And she goes, no, I quit drinking. Again, she's just
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just like she's explaining the story for storyline.
Yeah.
She got a DUI. She was going 120 in a
Girl.
45. What?
How?
120 in a 45?
Like, I mean, did her like car like take flight? Because how are you doing that? In a 45, there had to be no other vehicles on the road.
It had to be a long stretch of Utah highway.
Yeah. Like, how is that done? I'm like, did she calculate that? Like, did the cop clock it right? Because
that's crazy.
Crazy.
And let me tell you what, if you're going 120 in a 45, that is a felony DUI because you're going more than double the speed limit.
Okay. Yeah. It's
crazy.
Some Fast and the Furious Dominic Toretto's crew kind of driving right there. Like, damn.
So she's been on probation for 2 years. She's been sober for 1 year. Okay, so we're going to do the math on all this. So been sober for 1 year. Been on probation for 2 years. So 1 year of the probation, she was not sober. Now she's sober. She's been in Salt Lake City a year and 2 months. So for 2 months before she moved, she was not sober. And then she went to So when she moved to Salt Lake City, she wasn't sober for 2 months. Something happened to get her sober, and now she's been sober 1 year. What happened?
You mean before she moved to San Francisco?
So sorry. She moved to San Francisco. She was still drinking. 2 months go by. Then she decides to get sober. So what's the story? What happened in San Francisco after 2 months of living there?
I'm sure that cousin of hers will tell it. Because she's telling every damn thing.
She's so happy to be on TV.
Yes, she is.
Now they're all pressuring her to take her shot. And
except for the guy who was like, she's sober.
She's sober.
Yeah.
She has a problem.
Yeah.
And then I hated it because, and maybe they said beforehand, we're going to do this to be funny for the, for the story, whatever. But I didn't like it as
it wasn't funny at all.
A person who lives with a sober person. And if you're ever around somebody that's sober, the last thing you do is say like, ooh, why are you so boring? Your life is so boring now. Now you're stuck with that guy and you don't drink. Ugh.
I think for anyone who has any kind of kindness in their heart, that bothered them. That bothered me. I'm like, why are they doing this to her? Like, that was fucked up.
And hand her the shot and go, do it.
It was very like, we're drinking peach schnapps in a fucking 8th grade. Like, take the shot.
Yeah. You're right.
I didn't like that.
And if they love her and care about her, they will know she's sober and she's trying to work on herself. So don't try to pressure her.
Right. Before she goes 150 in a school zone next time. So she says, tomorrow I'm leaving. I'm going to Utah to see my mom who's been battling cancer. And they say, oh, you're going to run into your ex-husband? Ex-husband's name was like Omni or Adi. Yeah.
Ami.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to run into him? And she goes, I don't know. I mean, Utah's not that big. Maybe. I was like, Utah is kind of big.
It's kind of big.
Yeah.
Maybe the Tongan community, like he'll hear that she's there and stop by the mom's house or something like that. But
how does she know he's not her brother? There's so many.
Girl, that is so true. At least like a first. You are right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How does she know she's not related to Willie? Willie's
because Willie and married to the look alike.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I mean, yeah.
And she says last time she went to Utah, she came back thinking she might be pregnant because she got really, really drunk and slept with her ex-husband. Now, I wonder if that was the impetus for getting sober, is that she got really drunk, slept with her ex-husband, felt so bad about it, not only because it brought up feelings with her ex-husband, but also because she's got this new boyfriend.
I mean, that sounds about right.
And so she goes, she goes, so I record our phone calls because one time he got put in the shoe and I wanted to make sure if that ever happened again. I've had recordings of his voice. You want to hear it? Which was hilarious.
Of course we do. Like, let's play it.
Yeah, let's hear it. And he's all mad because she admitted, that she slept with her ex-husband.
Which she didn't have to do.
We don't know why these people tell anybody anything on this show.
Like, zip it. Like, take that shit to the grave.
Sam could have said he went and knocked on Rita's door. She would never know if he did or not.
Would have never known. Nope.
So it's him going, oh, you're so worried about me coming out and fucking up, but you're the one that's guilty of it. And she's like, he's right. So she's telling her friends, they're like, well, you cheated with your ex-husband on Willie. And she goes, you know what? Willie got over it and it's never going to happen again. It's in the past and it's never going to happen again. And also now, she's sober. So,
yes.
All right. Now we're going to get into a really good story, which is Savannah and Bradley and Alyssa. Okay. Yeah. So it's 2 weeks until his release.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got 2 weeks, bitch.
2 weeks.
We got 21 days, bitch.
Yeah. She loves bitch.
Mm-hmm. So I do too.
I know. Mm-hmm. You know who else loves it is Brandy from Julie and Brandy.
She loves bitch.
She loves to call you a bitch. Yeah.
Yes.
I sent her something the other day and she goes, well, you forgot to email me back, bitch. I'm like, okay.
It's almost like a term of endearment.
It is.
Yeah. It is.
Until it's not.
Until it's not. So, yeah. But then the bass in your voice changes, when it goes from being a term of endearment to like, okay, bitch, you got me fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, bitch. Yeah. It's got to be higher. That's
love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in her through the closet Narnia theater room. I need to tour the rest of that house. I need to get in there.
I bet it's very eccentric.
God, yeah. Mm-hmm. So she shows Bradley a fake butt she got. She got like some butt pads to wear under her clothes.
Freaking funny.
So she's like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, I think it looks better. She's like, He's like, you're going to get mad? Because I said, and they go back and forth about this. So she says, Bradley said he would pay for the BBL. If Bradley wants the curves, he has to pay for the swerves. Girl, that didn't make sense.
Okay, so there's this thing I say, ooh, what do I say? Me and all these curves, and there's James with no brakes.
Keisha. That's better than if you want the curve, pay for the swerve.
The swerve. And we all as a nation witnessed him saying he was not going to pay for that BBL.
Nor do I think he ever said he would. No.
I think he's just prison poetry.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Just saying what she wanted to hear.
So the producer says, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances you're going to pay for this BBL? And he goes, that's a hard 3. He says, but it's hard to tell her no. She gets something in her head. So what if he just goes ahead, like she asked, and puts her name on his penis? Then they don't have to talk about the BBL for a while. She comes up with these crazy ideas, and he's always like, get that idea out of your head and go on to the next one. Yeah. So her next one is BBL. So then she walks in her mom's wedding dress. She's like, look what I got. He goes, oh my God, take that off. He laughs. He thinks it's funny. She's like, this isn't the vibe. He's like, no.
It reminded me on the first episode of Real Housewives of Potomac when Robin was getting ready to steal her wedding dress. Yeah. And she tries it on. It doesn't fit anymore. She's sitting on that couch. And was like, why do you have that on? Take that off. You look crazy. It was like, oh, okay, let's get some. Yeah.
Well, like I've said many times, the only thing that still fits me is my veil.
It is like the best, fluffiest wedding veil ever. It is. And I love it.
Don't worry, guys. Love is Blind's coming back. And so are we. And you'll get a chance to see it. Yeah. Okay, so wedding dress, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I don't know. We should just get married at the courthouse. And he goes, no, that doesn't sound like a wedding. And she goes, I don't know why we have to pay for a wedding just for a party for other people to have fun. I think we should just get married at the courthouse. And she goes, a white trash wedding is a vibe. And he's like, no, she doesn't care what kind of, if it's courthouse or big wedding or white trash wedding, she just wants to get married to him.
And she figures, look, if we don't have a wedding, I can get the BBL. Mm-hmm. And like, of course, he'll say yes to the courthouse wedding instead of having to pay all the money for the wedding. She's just trying to make things easier for him to say yes.
Yeah. And by the way, her mother would fully pay for the wedding. There's a lot of money there.
You think so?
Yeah. Somebody please in the Richmond / Pohick area. I think it's no, it's not Pohick. It'll come to me in just a minute. Powhatan. There you go. In the Powhatan area, please reach out and give me some information about this family. I've looked up the mom. Yes. I got lots of information on her. She seems to be a really nice, good human who does a lot for the prison system. But I need to know about the grandmother in this house.
Yeah, we need to know about that money.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's a big house. I don't care if you are out in the boonies. That's still a big house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of house.
So
I mean, Norny is there, of course. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
And they have a dungeon. We need to see it.
Yeah,
We need to see
need
it.
a
And she's got
whole
that
tour.
whole like princess suite that she lives in upstairs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I bet
So
that house has 2 kitchens.
I bet it does too. I bet it does
Mm-hmm.
too. So in the talking head, he goes, "No, we are not engaged." He says, "No, we're not engaged." He says, "She loves to talk about this shit, and I'm just trying to take it as slow as possible, to be honest.
Right.
I got to have stability before I can think about bringing somebody else into my everyday life. But, she likes to talk." And talking head, she goes, "Yes, I'm ready to get married. I want the white picket fence. I want everything. I'm ready." Okay, so she tells him, "Yeah, okay, so later today, I'm going furniture shopping with Alyssa." And he goes, "Okay, I want nothing to do with Alyssa. I don't want Alyssa." And she goes, "I'm working on setting boundaries with Alyssa, and it's a conversation that we need to have in person." She didn't say we need to conversate in person. She said it's a conversation we need to have in person. And the talking head, she goes, and we see a lot of pictures of her and this Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, the thing about Alyssa is everything is dramatic. Everything is world ending and chaotic.
Okay.
Keisha and I know a couple of people like that.
Yes, we do.
We do. And if it's not filled with drama, then she gets bored and creates her own drama.
Okay.
And yes, she is Bradley's sister, but the two of us have our own relationship and friendship outside of Bradley. But recently we got into a fight and she put her hands on me. And Bradley decided that's the end of his relationship with his sister. Like, that's it. And by the way, she should have decided that. She should have decided that too.
Yeah, after she beat her ass.
Mm-hmm.
She should have said, this is it. We don't need to be around each other anymore.
And Bradley says, "I want nothing to do with her. She's wild." And she goes, "Yeah, she's volatile." He goes, "That's a good word. That's what she is. She's volatile." And she goes, "Well, fingers crossed. We'll see how this goes. Wish me luck, I guess." And he goes, "I'm going to tell you something. If I ever come home and she's there, I'm going to leave." She goes, "Okay, calm down."
Which means they didn't have a good relationship to begin with, because it sounds like the sister's nothing but trouble if the guy in prison is saying, "I don't want to have anything to do with her."
Yeah, his own sister.
Yeah.
We don't know if there's 36 kids or there's 3. Like, we don't know how many kids there's in the family or what his parents are like. Are they also really rich? We don't know.
Nope.
So, in the talking head, she goes, "I've been through a lot of times where the rest of the world turned their back on me. And it was because of Alyssa and our friendship that I even saw the next day. I don't want to give up on her. Alyssa is sort of like the sister I never had." All right. We go to meet Alyssa at the store, and we've got an offender in brow court.
Yeah.
Keisha.
Yeah.
What's going on with Alyssa's brows?
Whoever did Christiana's eyebrows from several seasons ago.
Of
Christiana and John.
Okay.
May have taught the person who did Alyssa's eyebrows how to do eyebrows.
They were pencil thin and drawn on in an arc above her. And she didn't have a lot of lid. So her lid was very small. So she needs a thick brow to counter it. And there's so much space between the top of her eye and her drawn on eyebrow. I had to stop and look. I was like, what exactly is happening here?
Well, I was freaking out because her forehead skin is so thin. Did you notice how thin it was?
No, I just noticed she's very smooth, like a doll, like a nothing moves.
Because it's like it's stretched out. Like, it looked like at any given moment, the skin on her forehead was just going to break loose. It's just going to open up. It was so thin. How did you not see that?
She was just very like porcelain-like, and the only feature on her face was those drawn-on eyebrows. Everything else just sort of blurred together.
And her forehead's kind of big too.
Did you notice she was a little bit tweaked? Just a little.
How could a blind person could notice that she was a little bit tweaked?
Because when she first walked in and Savannah's kind of making that joke with her, like trying to make her think she's pregnant, like, "I'm so excited. He's coming home in 12 days, bitch," or whatever she says. Yeah. She is like, "What? What? What?" And she's like blinking and like, huh? Yeah. She's just a little jumpy. And
she was partying with Sam and Cameron the night before.
She has definitely not been to bed, but she's walking around like, oh yeah, there's that coffee table over there. I really like it. It has suds on it. Let's go over here. Oh, look at this fan. I was like, okay, Lissa, I'm gonna need you to counterbalance whatever's happening. Just
yeah,
deep breath.
She was a lot. Like I think, shit. What's the girl's name? Savannah. Which the way that she described her, I could totally see it.
Chaotic. Yeah. So, in the talking head, Savannah says, yeah, when Bradley gets out, he's going to be paroling to his dad's house. And I'm really excited to start our life. So I don't know if this means after he's at his dad's house for a certain amount of time, they're getting an apartment and that's what they're furniture shopping for. It's unclear because she's got a pretty good setup there in that mansion.
Yeah. She could literally have him live there and no one else would know.
Bring him in through the dungeon. Nobody would see it.
No one would see him. No.
Okay. Now, did you also notice about Alyssa? I'm just completely mesmerized by this girl's looks, that she had no tattoos at all, except her one hand was covered.
No, I didn't notice that.
That's a choice. It's just like that hot guy from 90 Day that has his whole head and neck covered in tattoos and nowhere else.
Nothing else. Huh? Like, what was it? Could you tell what it was on her hand?
It looked like a big flower that went across the whole hand. Oh, okay. That. To me, when you're going to your hand, your neck, and your head, you have run out of space.
But no, that she only wanted her hand done.
Billie Eilish has a tattoo on her hand as well. And she has some other ones, but not like big ones on her arms or anything.
Huh.
Ariana Grande, too. Both of her hands fully tatted, front and back. Ariana Grande has tattoos all on her palms.
Which is a weird place to... get them. They always tell you don't do that because they kind of
they would wear off. They would wear off. And also, are you just trying to put it in the place that would hurt the worst?
I just feel like it would tickle so bad.
Oh, it's gonna hurt
on the palm of your hand. Well, I know the wrist hurts real bad.
Yeah. Well, I had my wrist. It didn't hurt that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if that had been the first place I gotten a tattoo, I probably would not have gotten any others.
Okay.
But I just went ahead and got 2 more on the other side. I was like, you know what? It's like labor pain. You do it once, you can do it again.
And then you want to do it again, oddly.
Right.
So, okay. Now Alyssa says, so you excited for Bradley to come home? Like, what's that first day going to be like? And she goes, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, there's some things I want to talk to you about. So I just wanted to talk to you in person. And then she kind of tears up and she says, look, Alyssa, I love you so much. But lately, I've been trying to create these boundaries for my own mental health. And Alyssa goes, yeah, you've said that, but I don't know what you're speaking of right now specifically.
Oh, shit.
And because obviously she knows in general what she's talking about.
Exactly.
When she punched her or whatever.
Yeah.
And Savannah goes, it's not one thing particularly right now, but I'm just trying to create boundaries with you. I've been trying to do this for like the last 6 months. And this is why we don't spend as much time together. And Alyssa goes, well, I'm the only one that has ever stood by you and stood by this shit. I think she means with Bradley.
Yeah.
And she goes, and, you can say whatever you want, but you won't be able to come to the holidays. And my sister says, you're not going to step foot in her fucking house. And then,
wow.
And Savannah goes, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So now we don't know. Does Alyssa live with the sister? Bradley's going to live with the dad. Is this a family divided? Because obviously the dad and the mom aren't married anymore.
Idea.
Like,
right.
So Savannah just looks at her and goes, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh my God, you asked Bradley if he loved you or our grandmother more. And you want to know why my parents want nothing to do with you? Well, this is why. This is a control thing. You're sick. Savannah's like, whoa, what?
Like, I feel like that could have come up in a conversation beforehand. Like, dude, you need to settle down. My parents are not feeling you. Yeah. Like, wouldn't she have brought this up beforehand?
It's crazy that she's just like, I'm just letting you know I'm trying to set a boundary with you. She doesn't even say what the boundary is. Just once she says that, Alyssa gets so triggered and was like,
well, the boundary is don't put your hands on me.
I think the boundary is I'm spending less time with you because of this behavior.
Yeah. Plus physical abuse.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as Savannah kind of turns around to walk out like, okay, well, this is the boundary I'm drawing. When you behave like this, I'm going to leave. She's screaming, Bradley plans to dump you. And she's like, okay, Alyssa. So she just walks out. Like, I tried to have a conversation, but whatever. We
But I
talk,
have a feeling Alyssa may be telling the truth about Bradley.
but it's who's to know if they're both liars,
I
And
mean, yeah, because whenever he said, before I have someone intertwined in my everyday life, well, if you're dating someone, yeah, they're going to be in your everyday life a little bit.
is it just the three siblings and the two siblings don't get along? And there's the sister who's like, she can't
Who's
step foot
caught
in
in
my
the
house
middle.
because you guys don't get along.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, Alyssa goes, yeah, Bradley has told everyone that she's paying his finances and he's just getting by with her while he's in jail and he has no intention of having a future with her ever. And
Ooh.
and Savannah goes, I would never ask Bradley to choose between me and his family, but if what she says is true, there might be people who don't want us together. I don't know. And another thing Alyssa says that I don't know where it went, I did write it down, that Alyssa also says, maybe it's later. Let me see if it's down here. No, it's not. Alyssa also said that Bradley told Alyssa, well, I don't want anybody to talk to me. I don't want any friends or any family to talk to me. And she's like, that's bullshit. When you're in prison, of course you want people to call you. Well, not if you're crazy. No, they don't.
Yeah, we heard him say he does not want to have anything to do with Alyssa.
Yeah. And if
Yeah,
she
he
is
said
ever
it with
there,
his
I am
chest.
leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, he totally said it with his chest. Like,
Mm.
he doesn't want to fuck with her at all.
Okay. When it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem. Everybody in my house is always coming and going, and I never know if I need to serve somebody a full meal, like a little snack or a lunch or a dinner or what. But my problem has been solved thanks to Hungry Root. It is the easiest way to eat healthy and get everyone's needs met in your house. Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free with Hungry Root. No kidding. You just tell them about your goals and preferences, and they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about like what you did and didn't like. There's no high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics. Okay, so I tried Hungry Root for the first time recently. I love filling out an online form, and they ask so many specific questions about what you need and what the people in your house need. I really felt like my box was put together by my own personal grocery shopper. I'm not kidding. I got a couple of specific recipes and then some amazing snacks and some great breakfast foods that I was able to just pull out for quick breakfast. It was literally perfect. And we liked every single thing they sent, every single thing. Now I can go back in and say what our needs are for next week, right? Do we need more dinners? Do we need less breakfast? Because around here, it changes every week. And that is why Hungry Root is perfect. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, take 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade, and get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. Thanks. All right, now we get this season on, and it's a mid-season trailer. And normally, guys, I don't take notes on this because it's too much, but today's your lucky day, and I did.
Yay.
Okay. So as far as Bradley and Savannah goes, he comes out. Savannah is there to pick him up. And then we also see him on a video call, which was obviously before. And he says, everything I say is wrong. What do you want? So I don't know what's happening there. That's all we see of them. But he does get out on this season.
Okay.
Which means they might have another season, which means we may get to actually see that house. Sam talks to Crystal, who says, when I come home, everything's going to change. But then we see Sam talking to Rita, who says, my heart is broken. And he says, everything is going to crash and burn. Okay. And then we see him in the car, and she's on the phone, and she says, you signed up for this. And the talking head, she says, this is unforgivable. So I don't know if it's unforgivable because, like, he didn't get through to that lawyer. The heart's broken. Everything's going to crash and burn. And are we completely being tricked and everything's fine?
We're at least being half tricked.
Half tricked. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Tia picks up Rob, and they go to what looks like a really nice hotel.
Yeah.
And they're in a hotel, and then she tells the cameraman to go, like, get out of here. And then her talking head, she says she's stigmatized. And Then it looks like maybe the next day, like after they've had the sex, and she's talking to him and he says, you need to lower your tone. And she says, or what? Okay.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Mm-mm. Then we see Jakima opening this mail and she's looking at it. She's
Mhm.
like, what? And she kind of like throws it around her kitchen. And she says, what I'm reading here is insane. And then we see him saying, I don't want to tell the whole story. Then we see her doing a video visit with Donnie. And she says, I don't want this relationship anymore. I'm done.
She ain't done.
She ain't done.
No.
MJ visits with someone. It's a guy.
Okay.
And he says, are you choosing Willie or your ex? And then she says, what if I am just using Willie?
Oh boy.
And then we see her on the phone with Willie. It looks like she's in like a talking head session with the production because she goes to stand behind like the lights.
Okay.
And because they're filming her like standing behind that, and she's on the phone and she says, well, you don't believe me? And he goes, no, because you're just bullshitting.
Oh,
okay?
shit.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She said it does seem like she bullshits. She's stuck between these two men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd she get divorced? Is it because she had a drinking problem and now she's better and the husband wants her back? I don't know.
Could be.
Hunter chats with Kate on the phone and while she's at the pool and he's asking her like what she's wearing and stuff. Then we see him call Kaylee and she's at work and says, yeah, there's something I got to get off my chest. And we see her kind of like looking up at the camera like, what the fuck?
Oh boy.
Then we see what I assume is Kaylee screaming, get out at the top of her lungs and crying in her car.
Oh, she's totally talking to the production crew. I mean, we've seen her twice tell them, cut, I need a break. Yeah.
It looks like somebody in the production is trying to talk to her through her car window and she's screaming, out. And then she's crying in her car. And I didn't clock if she was wearing the same outfit from the salon when he was telling her the bad news, but probably.
All of her outfits look like they're the same outfit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Then we see Kate meet with somebody who looks like a lawyer who says, my concern is he's a career criminal. Then she tells Hunter on the phone, you're so comfortable there. Why don't you just stay? Then we see, and this is where you got to pay attention. And I did it.
I don't do that.
I know. I did it a few times. In the talking head, Kate says, I will get my pound of flesh.
Okay.
Meaning she's going to get revenge on somebody.
Okay.
Then we see a talking head with Kaylee. This is quick cut. Kate goes, I'll get my pound of flesh. We see Kaylee smiling like evil at the camera. Mm. Then we get quick flashes of Tia, Kaylee, and Jakima. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tia and Jakima not in the Kate and Kaylee storyline.
Right.
And production says, you were playing me?
Uh-huh.
And the person says, sure was. But I can't tell who it is that says it.
So I did see somewhere where people are thinking that it's Kate. For what reason? I don't know. I just kind of was going through and saw it and didn't really like say, well, get real deep into it.
I listened a few times. I definitely don't think it's Jakima.
Okay.
So production says, you were playing me. And she says, sure was. And I don't think it's Savannah either because she would have had more of a sure was, like a twang, you know?
And it ain't MJ because she's kind of got a.
And of course, in my mind, it's like, maybe it is MJ. Like she's playing them like she's not really dating this prisoner or I don't know. But anyway, this is going to be the most dramatic thing ever.
That's crazy for them to say the most dramatic thing ever. Because we have seen some dramatic shit.
Never in the history of time ever.
What could it be?
Does Hunter have a third woman?
I mean, that would be the most dramatic. We've seen shit like that happen before.
Because, you know, whenever they show these pictures of Kate and Hunter together from their previous times, he's in that same very ugly shirt that's black plaid on the back and solid black on the front. And they're standing by a cactus and she's in a blue jean dress. And it's the same picture that they're showing on TV. It's the same picture she keeps reposting on her Instagram.
Ooh, maybe we find out that they are MJ's brother and sister.
They are in Arizona. Isn't that close to Utah? I don't know.
You know, I mean, we have 36 kids. They're not all going to stay in the same state. So they moved around. Yeah.
You guys, if anybody out there knows the story of MJ's dad having 36 kids. I mean, is she number 32? Is she number 7?
I
I'd
have
like
no
to know the
idea.
number. I'd like to know
Yeah.
if it is a sister wife situation or he
Mhm.
married a bunch of different women and got divorced 10 times, or he's just a hoe and it's leaving kids wherever he goes.
I don't know, but I got this new light thing, and I have to see like it. Oh, it changes colors. I had to
Okay.
change the color real quick. This is
Okay.
pink. I've been wanting to
Okay.
do this. Can you tell it's blue,
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
purple?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Let me see.
Ooh, that's
Green.
green. That's not good.
Ooh, that's bright, but that's
That's right.
normal. Okay,
That looks
it was killing me. It was killing me. I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do
I
it.
know. Well, I have this ring light here, but it just does various shades of white. And sometimes I put
Okay.
it on and I'll look at it and I go, "Oh my God." And I realize it's terrible. But then if the power ever goes out or gets unplugged, then I don't know how to find that color again. And I don't know if to go plus,
Oh.
plus, minus, minus to make it like, I never know.
Yes, I know. That's how this is Skylar's new one that we got her for Christmas. Is like a Hello Kitty one. It's really,
Oh,
really cute.
cute.
I don't know why we're using it today, but the one we normally use does like you the minus, minus, plus, plus together,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't ever know what to do. And I just am like, I guess I'll look fine. Somebody will tell me. But sometimes I've seen the videos later, I'm like, whoa, nobody told me I look like blown out color.
I
Look
haven't noticed that.
crazy. Oh, what? Sometimes I've done it if like, especially if I'm doing it at night and then I have the light on here too bright. And then I'm so, pale in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
good. You guys, so if you're watching on video, you got to see Keisha change her Hello Kitty light to purple and
pink.
pink.
Yeah.
So
And
if you're a
green.
Hello Kitty fan, go get that light.
It's got it from TJ Maxx. It was like $90.
Oh, wow. That's kind of a lot.
It's like it does all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
more than just a ring light. It's I think it's like a content creator kind of.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I saw Hello Kitty, said Skylar will love it.
So let me tell you this. Okay. So, when I was sick and I went down into the TikTok hole and so now I haven't looked at TikTok now in like 2 days. Okay. Because I know the problem that I have.
Yes.
So, I think I told the story and maybe I told it over on $5 Prime, but I may have told it to you. How this lady, her name is Leelee, Leelee, and she's like a over 50 content creator. So she does like makeup stuff, she does outfit of the day, but she also is always looking for like a bag at TJ Maxx, like a rare bag. Okay. She's always doing that. Very interesting. And then sometimes she'll sell them. She's like, okay, I've got these 20 bags that I got over I thought I was going to use it. I didn't. I paid 50 at TJ Maxx. It's whatever. And she sells them. She posted this bag that looks like the Row Margot, which is the Row Margot is the hot
I don't
bag.
Know that first.
Okay. So it's by the Row, which is a designer brand. It's Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen's like super ultra high-end designer brand. Everything they do is super plain. No labels, no nothing. You just have to be a rich person and know that's what it is.
Right. Okay.
Which is good for people like us because you could get one and nobody's going to know because there's nothing on it to show that that's what it is. It's just like not quiet luxury. It's like mute luxury. Like nobody knows.
I like loud luxury.
I too enjoy a label. But this girl, she posted and she's like, look at this bag. And she holds it up. She's like, this is the closest I'm ever going to get in my life to the Row Margot. And look at it. I found it at TJ Maxx. I paid $120 for it at TJ Maxx. It's a $600 Italian leather bag. Italian leather bags are handmade just like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fendi, whatever you're going to see, a handmade bag. These companies make these same bags just without the labels. And a lot of the designer companies, contract through these bags. They hand make them in Italy, but then they put their label on them.
Right.
Okay, so then I took it upon myself as a mission of my life. I've never wanted a Row Margot. It's a $5,000 computer bag, basically. Like, wow, if I'm getting a bag that much, it's going to be Louis Vuitton because that's what I like. That's what I know. So, by the way, I'm not getting a $5,000 bag anytime soon. Nobody think I am.
Me either.
So, anyway, she shows the bag and she's like, I'm not selling this one. I'm keeping it. It's the closest I'm ever going to get to a Row Margot, blah, 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 blah. She shows the inside of the bag. It's got like a red canvas on the inside. It's gorgeous. It's got like one tiny slip pocket on the outside that you can't even like see. It's like in the seam. Gorgeous. I take it upon myself to try to find a similar bag at my TJ Maxx near me because somebody else wrote under it, I found this bag at Marshall's.
Okay.
Well, my TJ Maxx and my Marshalls are about 2 miles apart. So now I'm just
Mhm.
up and down the road, going back and
Yeah.
forth to these two. I go in, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Two. I look, 20 minutes, I
Mhm.
leave. I don't find it
Okay.
until the day before yesterday.
Oh.
And I found one. It looks exactly like that. The one she has is leather. This one
Mhm.
is like a nubuck, like a suede,
Okay. Okay.
dark brown.
Okay.
Doesn't have the red inside. It's by a different Italian brand. But I
Mhm.
went and started trying to look up that Italian brand. Like maybe I'll just find it on Poshmark or Etsy or something.
Uh-huh.
And found one on Poshmark. The person had marked it up to $800.
Ooh.
And somebody wrote under it and said, people on TikTok are finding this bag for $150 at TJ Maxx. I'll buy it from you, but I'm not paying more than $160 or whatever. And
Oh,
the
that's
person
funny.
underneath it wrote, I don't give a shit who bought it at TJ Maxx. I paid $800 for this one. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you
She
didn't.
tried it. She
No, you
tried it.
didn't. You can cut that
Well, we have
TJ
a
Maxx.
TJ Maxx in Houston that does sell luxury
Yeah,
purses sometimes,
I
like in
have.
a glass case.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have one
They'll have
here
like a
too.
Louis or a Gucci or something like that.
But I don't ever find them to be marked down enough for me.
And whenever they have the good ones, I'm always kind of broke. I'm like, God damn.
But
Wow.
if I ever see a good one, I'll
Mhm.
look and I'm like, I could probably wait this out on the real and
Yep.
get a better price.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, and also TJ Maxx, if you go to their runway section, they have a whole
Mhm.
section on their website that's runway, a
Yeah.
whole section.
Yep.
So you could find stuff on there too. But again, I don't feel like the deal is good enough for me. I like the idea of finding it at a high-end consignment store
Yes.
or Poshmark or the Real. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to now send you, Keisha.
Mhm.
Actually, I should just post it in the Facebook group and tell the monkeys what I'm looking for. Because if they
Oh
can find me
God.
that bag,
Because
I'll
they
give
work for the FBI and the CIA.
those monkeys, they know. I'll
They
send it to you.
do.
You guys go to your TJ Maxx, and if you find it, this brand, this bag that this particular lady posted, I'll give you, I don't know, what should I give them? $50 for finding it for me.
I'm gonna find it, and I want $60 for finding it.
I don't know why we're bargaining in the wrong direction.
Because
Why
I'm
we?
like a level Z celebrity.
Oh,
So
okay. Because you could
yeah.
just keep it and tell people you have a row bag.
I'm like, this is the bag Mary Payne wanted, but she didn't want to pay me $60 finder's fee. So I'm just gonna carry it.
She does say this woman, her name, the woman Lily says that she does have a business where she finds specific bags for people.
Really?
And she goes, I have somebody who has reached out and is paying me my fee to find this bag. She goes, if you want me to continue to look for it for you as well, I will. But this is a business that I have. I do charge a fee.
That's smart.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, girl, you go,
Yeah.
Lily.
Yeah. A little side hustle. Yeah.
Side hustle, Lily. I
Yep.
think TikTok is her main hustle. She's got so many followers, and she's always
Oh, does
like,
she?
"Oh," and she's like, "Oh, today I got a shipment. Let me show you what I got. Try on what I got."
I'm gonna do a TikTok. I'm gonna start trying to do it.
I think if you could totally become a TikTok influencer, and people will start sending you things as well. Try it
I've
on.
been told that,
Mm-hmm.
but I just get so scared. I'm just gonna do it.
Follow this girl, Lily, and kind of see what she does, because what she does appeals to me, an elder person, because she's like, let me show you this outfit of the day. And it's nothing like crazy and I follow this other girl who her Indy, INDYBELLE, Indy Bell. She's a little Mormon girl in Salt Lake City. She's 19 or 30. I can't tell. But her, she's got that good, Utah, and she, everything she sells is super cute, and it's mostly always on Amazon. And so I follow her.
And I'm an Amazon girl.
But her stuff is also some of it is like, okay, you actually, girl, got to be a size 0 to wear that. But a lot of it's not. And now we've been talking about this for 10 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to send you guys Lily's bag. I'm going to post it on Facebook on Monday, January 6th. And you guys, if you help me find this bag and you find it, I will pay you the $50 finder's fee, unless it's Keisha, and then I'll pay her $60.
$70. It's gone up.
But actually, we should just withdraw the money that you owe me from that first season of Love is Blind when I won the contest. That I never.
Hey, it was like $15.
Okay, take it off. Take it off the 70 you're now charging me for finding this bag.
That's old news.
Not to me. Roll the tape.
You can't collect it now. It's too late. New Year. It's a whole new year.
New collections.
Yes, it is. Right.
Oh
right.
my God. Yeah, you guys, we are going to be covering Love is Blind over on the $10 level of Prime. That will come out February 14th. Also, February 14th, we've got The Traitors, Yellow Jacket.
Is it finally back?
Yellow Jackets is coming back
next
February
month.
14th. February 14th.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh,
and The Traitors.
Please.
It's too much.
Now,
it's too much.
This
goodness.
will be my first time watching The Traitors. And I'm only watching it because there's so many housewives going to be on it.
Why didn't you watch it last time with there's so many housewives on it? We had Sheree. We had Tamra.
Phaedra.
Phaedra. That was Phaedra's best
CJ.
Performance of her life. That was her
And I love
best
CJ. And I think they kind of like, I don't know.
Well, go watch it now. You've got time.
This season was the first time that I watched House of Villains as well.
Oh, I didn't watch that. I watched the beginning and I was like, I don't like this.
It was pretty good. So
please,
I guess,
please promise me you will go watch The Traitors with CJ and Phaedra.
I love CJ. I have loved CJ since he was on The Real World.
But The Traitors, what is interesting is when they get these mix of celebrities, some of them are game players like CJ. Some of them are from Survivor, like Ekansu and all these people that are Survivor winners multiple times. So they really know gameplay. And then you've got these housewives who are just like, wait, what? We're playing a game? It's a contest? Huh? And they don't know that they can't trust people and stuff that people are.
Really?
The housewives are putting on a show and the gamers are playing a game.
The game.
And the housewives don't know that.
Oh.
But Phaedra figures that shit out right away.
Of course she would.
You have got to go and promise me you'll start tonight.
Okay, I will start it tonight. What's tonight? What's coming on tonight?
Tonight when we're recording this is Sunday. Yes. And maybe y'all are going to get a snowstorm or your temperature is going to hit 30 and you're going to have to stay in the house. You have got to sit. You've got to promise me next Monday when we record this, I want to hear an update of you watching The Traitors.
I'll have a report. Okay.
I'll do it. Because then you'll understand what you're going into.
Okay. Got it.
Woo, I'm so excited now.
Yes.
Okay, guys, this episode was way too long. Ingrid may make me split it into two.
Uh-oh.
She does that sometimes.
It's raining again.
Oh shit.
It started raining.
I'm gonna give you a weather check of what the temperature is from when we started to now.
Okay, let me tell you what ours is too.
Okay. It's a 36, feels like 26.
We're still at 76 degrees.
But I want to tell you at midnight when it starts snowing, the temperature is going to be 18.
Damn.
It's going to start snowing around midnight. So I'm going to be prepared around 10 p.m. I'll have everything charged. My new portable generator will be ready to go.
I'm glad you got that. That's a good investment right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And we got to go shovel like one little spot in the yard for the dogs to go to the bathroom in, the whole thing. Because we're like, this is your spot. And if you would like to go over there, go for it. But we're not walking over there.
I don't blame you.
We're not walking over there.
Yeah. Ours just sit at the door.
Everybody, Keisha has a podcast. It's called The Libra Lounge with Keisha. It's very funny. Yeah. She and James chat and laugh. Mm-hmm. And is there any particular pop culture thing you're going to be delving into this week?
A new episode just came out. Was it Friday? Mm-hmm. We talked about Gypsy Rose and her new baby.
Okay.
Jennifer Aiden in the airport, Jersey Mike's incident.
That bitch.
Yeah. And who else did we talk? I can't remember.
And she got kicked off of a Housewives thing she was doing.
I just saw that right before we started recording. I saw that. There's a couple of other things. And then we did the season finale recap of 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Okay. Now, is she going to get her skin removed? Because I'm concerned.
Nope.
Shit.
She was this close and fucked it up because she's been vaping.
Vaping is so stupid, you guys.
He's like, your wounds won't heal. Like, no, right. And your lungs are bad too. So,
well, that's just like Angela. It's just like Angela.
Can't get her teeth fixed.
Couldn't get her teeth fixed. She couldn't get the facelift because he's like, I'm not doing any more surgery on you because you're still smoking.
Damn. That's
People
crazy.
are stupid.
Yes, they are.
Stupid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, go listen to Keisha. Listen to me tomorrow with Kimberly. And guys, next week I won't be here with you. You'll be here with Amy doing this, Amy Archer of Little Miss Recap, because I'll be in. Come on. And so I won't get to find out about the Traitors, but I'll be texting you.
Of course.
Okay. Bye, everybody. See you later. not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.